under the breeze. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Greek, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Greek, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Under the breeze, sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Greek, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea.
Let's go.
Spilling this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Greek, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling 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 and sipping this tea.
What's going on, Diamond Gang? I'm back like I never left. What's up, EJ? Welcome, everybody that's in the building. Please hit the like. Baby, Kristi Noem, you about to lose your job. She about to lose her job. Yo, they are, you know what? And I feel a little bad for her. Just a little bit. But yeah, she got a lot going on. Misuse of funds, these ICE agents. So I'm about to bring it. I'm about to bring it all to y'all. Yeah, Kristi, she about to lose her job. This is serious. And it's like so crazy because so much is going on that I think that this is not like because of the war and things like that. I just feel like there's not enough coverage on it. Let's just say that. But let me pull up my screen. Ugh, gang. Kristi is really messing up. I mean, she's literally cheating on her husband. The boyfriend works for the Department of Homeland Security. She's in a pickle. She's going to lose her job. So let's get this show started. Y'all ready? Please hit the like. Are y'all ready? Let's go.
Ma'am, I did not call him a domestic terrorist. I said it appeared to be an incident of. When you perpetuate violence against a government because of ideological reasons and for reasons to resist and perpetuate violence, that is the definition of domestic terrorism. This individual who came with weapons and ammunition to stop a law.
Let me stop this. I'm going to roll this back. She got caught in a lie. From the door, she got caught in a lie.
Ma'am, I did not call him a domestic terrorist. I said it appeared to be an incident of.
She called Alex Preddy a domestic terrorist. Yes, she did.
When you perpetuate violence against a government because of ideological reasons and for reasons to resist and perpetuate violence, that is the definition of domestic terrorism. This individual who came with weapons and ammunition to stop a law enforcement operation of federal law enforcement officers committed an act of domestic terrorism. That's the facts.
When I don't fuck I act, naturally, ask anybody who know me. What you in school for? The fuck are you talking about? Why are you detaining me?
About to lose your job.
You about to lose your job.
Kristi about to lose her job.
You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing. And you're detaining me for nothing. And you about to lose your job. You ain't even got no job because you tried it. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Is this shit worth you losing your job?
Is it?
Because you about to. Because you ain't got no reason. I could pass.
Senators grilled Homeland Security.
Y'all ready? That was supposed to be a little joke right there. Let's go. We getting ready to get into it.
Secretary Kristi Noem about her initial portrayal of Alex Preddy and Renee Good, who were shot and killed by federal agents in Minneapolis in January.
How did you think that calling them domestic terrorists at that scene was somehow going to calm the situation?
You know, Senator, we are working in those situations where there's a tragic loss of life and that there is something that our agents are involved in, that we continue to deliver information.
Noem defended the Department of Homeland Security's immigration enforcement tactics and criticized Democrats for holding up funding that impacts FEMA, TSA, and the Coast Guard.
Wait till y'all see what she spent money on. Taxpayers' money on.
Latest Democrat-led shutdown of DHS is reckless, it's unnecessary, and it undermines the American national security.
Most Republicans praised Gnome for the department's efforts to curtail illegal immigration.
Do you agree the most secure border in American history has been achieved by you and those under your control?
Yes.
Working with President Trump. Are you proud of that?
I am proud of that.
But North Carolina Republican Tom Tillis delivered a fiery critique of Gnome's job performance.
You guys are getting ready to see how many times they basically said that she should be impeached. Multiple members.
Arguing the administration's rush to deport undocumented immigrants is backfiring.
We just want numbers. We want 1,000 a day, 6,000 a day, 9,000 a day, because numbers matter, right? No, they don't matter. Quality matters, not quantity, quality. And what we've seen is a disaster under your leadership, Ms. Noem.
And I'm going to tell y'all right now, they're trying to beat Obama's numbers. They're trying to beat Obama's numbers.
A disaster.
Now, Gnome disputed that claim that DHS has quotas for immigration arrests. And there was also a really interesting moment. Republican Senator John Kennedy pressed whether television ads costing $200 million and prominently featuring Gnome were effective in deterring illegal immigration. Gnome said that they were and that President Trump approved the spending.
Could you explain this?
Look at this lavish plane, y'all. Get in here, smash the like. Kristi about to be exposed.
Sir, I'm looking at a picture of an interior. Looks like a bedroom.
Of an airplane?
Mm-hmm. Yes, if you're referring to the airplanes that the Department of Homeland Security has purchased.
They got Cash Patel drinking with the team, spending money and the dime on taxpayers. Like, they're just running rogue. They just doing whatever they want to do.
And are purchasing. We're using them for long-range command and control aircraft that is dictated in statute by Congress for the Department of Homeland Security to have a plane.
Luxury jet with a bedroom in it?
Yeah, we used a 737. I've been on it once, but it is being used by other administration officials, and it is used for command and control flights for the department. The department has found that in purchasing our aircraft, that we will save the taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars.
She said she flown in it once. Y'all about to hear this story about her and her sad man, her sad dude. And they brought it up right in front of her husband. This is wild, y'all. Let's go.
As a kind of deportee justifies being flown out of the country in a luxury jet with a bedroom and accommodations like this.
There are aircraft being purchased that will be utilized for executive air travel and for deportations.
Well,
if you remember.
Listen, y'all, they even have fake businesses that's not even up and running, don't even have a website. Do y'all understand? This is crazy.
In the past, we have used jets of this size and this configuration for deportations in the past. If you remember
this configuration, by this configuration, you mean with
I didn't see the inside of them.
Accommodations like this?
You're treating the billions of dollars our colleagues showered on your department like a personal slush fund. You budgeted an astonishing $220 million for media consultant contracts.
$220 million for commercials. Let's go.
So you can star in self-promoting photo shoots and lavish ad campaigns like this one of you riding horseback at Mount Rushmore, which was shot during last year's government shutdown. You're living rent-free in the official waterfront residence reserved for the commandant of the U.S. Coast Guard. You spent $172 million to buy not one, but two luxury jets for your travel, and now you're using taxpayer funds.
And again, she had her sad dude on this plane. They fired a pilot, a pilot about a blanket. Let's go.
Lease a third jet, a $70 million luxury 737 MAX with a queen-size bedroom in the back, a deluxe serving bar, and 4 flat-screen TVs. A big, beautiful jet paid for by the big, beautiful bill. Yesterday, under questioning the Senate, you said you plan to refurbish this jet to make it into this kind of airplane, which is what's actually being used for deportations in order to save the taxpayers' money. In other words, you're saying that's actually a deportation plane, but wouldn't it have been cheaper just to buy a deportation plane in the first place? It's like buying a Rolls Royce to turn into a Metro bus. I was almost prepared to buy that story of how the jet was both for executive travel and mass deportation. And then I heard about an airborne episode of entitlement arrogance.
They stayed on her neck, y'all. Hit the like button. This is crazy.
And contempt that I could hardly believe. Apparently, when your special blanket, your blankie, was left on one of the government jets and not transported over the new one, your employee, Corey Lewandowski, chivalrously stepped forward to fire the pilot midair, a 2003 Coast Guard Academy.
Did y'all hear that? Fired the pilot. I'm going to run this back from a different angle. The next clip, look at her husband's face, y'all. Look at her husband's face. And she got that man working up under her, running stuff, running shit.
Graduate and distinguished U.S. Coast Guard commander in Air Station, Washington, D.C. But then he had to be rehired immediately because there was no one else who could fly the two of you on the rest of the journey back home. Secretary Noem, you're flying high now, maybe even a little bit too close to the sun. But with all these free planes and houses and pilots, you've traveled a long distance from your actual job and the things you should be doing as head of Homeland Security. Your agency is charged with protecting the homeland. And then I heard about an airborne...
This is the second clip. Pay attention. Look at her husband's face when he talks about the boyfriend being in the jet. They're going to question her about her boyfriend. Let's go.
Episode of entitlement, arrogance, and contempt that I could hardly believe. Apparently,
look at, that's him with the red circle around his face. That is Kristi's husband. While they are questioning her and talking about her and her boyfriend on that plane, and she fired the pilot because he left her favorite blanket. Look at his face, y'all.
when your special blanket, your blankie, was left on one of the government jets and not transported over to the new one, your special government employee, Corey Lewandowski, chivalrously stepped forward to fire the pilot mid-air, a 2003 Coast Guard Academy graduate and distinguished U.S. Coast Guard commander.
That's her husband. That is her husband. Let's go.
In Air Station, Washington, D.C. But then he had to be rehired immediately because there was no one else who could fly the two of you on the rest of the journey back home.
Two of them were chosen. Inaccurate, Madam Secretary. I'll read from the notice from your agency. Given the immediate action to...
This is about the fake companies that they have. Fake companies, no emails, no websites, no nothing. Let's go.
Significantly reduce illegal immigration and border crossings. DHS identified 4 companies. Mm-hmm. 4 of the hundreds of thousands of companies in the United States. You identified 4. Mm-hmm. One of those is this Safe America Media company. Where is Safe America Media headquartered?
I don't know.
I don't know either, Madam Secretary. We can't find it.
Mm-hmm.
She about to lose her job.
We can't find a website. We did find an address that's registered for this company. Do you know where that address is?
Is there a problem with this contract?
I'll tell you about it.
According to
Madam
law,
Secretary, the address is registered to a political operative. Madam Secretary, the company, and then I'll give you an opportunity to respond. The company is registered to a political operative in Virginia. Do you know, just by way of example, whether this company that received $143 million in taxpayers...
$143 million of our money for this fake company. Y'all, she got to go. Let's go.
Dollars. Has it ever done work for the government before?
I don't know. I can't.
The answer is it has not. And do you know why we know that? Because it was incorporated 8 days. 8 days before this contract went out. You want the American people to believe that this is all above board? Yes, that $143 million of taxpayer money just happened to go to this one company that doesn't have a headquarters, doesn't have a website, has never done work for the federal government before, and is registered apparently or attached to a residence from a political operative. And of course,
and through this whole ordeal, she is acting like she has not a clue. She is tap dancing around the questions. She got to go.
One of the subcontractors of that contract, as you know, is a political firm that's tied to you back when you were governor of South Dakota. The reason why I ask these questions is that this is taxpayer money. And I presume, I don't know this for a fact, but Senator Tillis noted yesterday the way in which your agency is blocking the Inspector General from 11 different investigations that it is trying to conduct.
Y'all hear that? Blocking. This is what they do. This government is so corrupt. How? How can we investigate Trump? How can we investigate Pam Bondi? How can we, it's just crazy.
I don't know if this happens to be one of them. I certainly hope it is, because eventually the facts will become public in this regard.
The fact that you can't admit to a mistake, which looks like under investigation, is going to prove that Miss Good and Mr. Pretty probably should not have been shot in the face and in the back. Law enforcement needs to learn from that.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Her first appearance there since the killings of Renee Good and Alex Pretty by federal agents in Minneapolis. Democrats pressing her over enforcement tactics and her public comments following the shooting of Pretty when she, without evidence, called his actions, quote, the definition of...
I'm telling y'all tonight, I'm going to show y'all ICE agents shot this lady 5 times. There are so many U.S. citizens that were detained for no reason. I'm going to show y'all all of this tonight.
Domestic terrorism. Today, she did not apologize.
Do you have anything you want to say to Alex Pretty's parents?
Sir, ma'am, I did not call him a domestic terrorist.
Yes,
I said
you
it
did.
appeared to be an incident of.
But the sharpest criticism came from Republican Senator Tom Tillis.
The fact that you can't admit to a mistake, which looks like under investigation, is going to prove that Miss Good and Mr. Pretty probably should not have been shot in the face and in the back. Law enforcement needs to learn from that.
Tillis accused her of detaining innocent American citizens, mishandling FEMA's response to disasters, and potentially violating federal law under the Homeland Security Act.
And what we've seen is a disaster. Under your leadership, Ms. Noem, a disaster.
Democratic Senator Alex Padilla blasting Noem for what he says is failed leadership.
Secretary Noem, you should resign, or the president should fire you, or the House should vote to impeach.
Noem defending her record.
But guess what's crazy, y'all? Trump don't like her boyfriend. Trump told her she had to cut ties. She got this man working up under her.
Touting a 96% drop in daily Southwest border encounters compared to the previous administration.
My job as a Secretary of Homeland Security is to get up every day and to put American citizens first and keep them safe here in the homeland.
Do you have any concern about misleading the whole country? Don't you think in the immediate aftermath of a shooting that you should provide only vetted information to the public? How do you imagine you're going to gain?
Everything they asked her about almost every case, she said she had to look into it. She didn't know. Okay.
The trust of the American people if you're pushing out false information about the shooting of American citizens?
I work every day to get factual information to the American
you
people.
Didn't on that day. You didn't on the day that Alex Pretty was shot, and you certainly didn't on the day Renee Good was shot. You weren't getting out good information. You were making a spurious claim that has caused endless injury to the.
And let me tell y'all something. The woman that they shot 5 times, those agents are still working for ICE. They bragged about it online. I'm going to show y'all that tonight.
Victims' families on the basis of God knows what. And then your agency doesn't allow local investigators.
The sheer devastation we feel of seeing the lifeless bodies of Renee Good and Alex Pretty. Long after the federal government's agents of chaos pack up and leave, and long after the fraudsters whose name this hearing was supposedly called are prosecuted and imprisoned, the good people of Minnesota will still be picking up the pieces from these senseless acts of cruelty and violence. As we forge ahead, I hope Minnesotans will remain grounded in a sense of justice, a sense of right and wrong. We know that the way to deter crime is to pursue offenders regardless of who they are, not to pardon them because of who they know. We understand that a key to keeping our people safe is to allow prosecutors to uphold the law, not to punish them for refusing to violate it. And we appreciate that public trust comes from building common sense anti-fraud safeguards into our programs, not by tearing down established norms. I've been invited here today to talk about how Minnesota.
Real quick, don't y'all know where they're holding the immigrants? There's a measles outbreak. There's a measles outbreak. Them people are in there sick as a dog. Okay, they need to be deported. That don't mean treat them inhumane. That don't mean treat them like they are not humans.
Pursues these objectives. And I hope we can have a conversation about how to strengthen program integrity in every state in the nation.
Based on what you know today, Madam Secretary, were Renee Good and Alex Pretty domestic terrorists?
Congressman, what happened in Minnesota in those 2 incidents was an absolute tragedy.
She dancing. I showed y'all in the beginning of this video. We did a flashback. She literally called them terrorists, domestic terrorists.
Were they domestic terrorists, as you said to the
My
country?
condolences to their families, because I know that their lives will never be the same after that happens.
Is that an apology for what you said?
We, in those incidents, offer as much information as we can from officers and agents on the ground in a chaotic scene that gets.
I'll repeat
relayed
my question,
to
reclaiming
us
my
so that
time.
we can
Based on what you know today, Madam Secretary, based on what you know today, were Renee Good and Alex Preddy domestic terrorists?
As you know, there's ongoing investigations.
You see what I'm saying? She's not answering not one question. And she's going to continue to do this throughout these clips I have.
That are being led by the
Oh,
FBI.
but you didn't wait for the investigation, did you? You didn't wait for the evidence. You proclaimed that they were domestic terrorists at the time. Why did you do that?
And you didn't wait to attack our law enforcement.
Why did you do that?
We're going into a dangerous situation.
Why did you call them domestic terrorists?
Our ICE officers and our HSI officers that day risked their lives to protect that scene. So evidence
With minimum training, they get the bare minimum.
could be reclaimed. So it could be used in the investigation because those violent rioters that
So
were
you're
there
proud of the fact
would
that
have-
you called them domestic terrorists? Is that
those
what you're telling America?
individuals, HSI officers put their lives on the line to protect that scene. So evidence so we could have.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But you told a lie about them. You said that they were domestic terrorists. Do you regret that?
I offer my condolences to those family. And again,
Based on what you know today, we're
Girl, bye. You're deflecting.
Renee Good and Alex Preddy domestic terrorists.
There's ongoing investigations. And so I
So
can.
you still don't know. You think that's an open question?
I would think you would want there to still be investigations going into these situations.
Well, you stated the conclusion 2 hours after they were killed that they were domestic terrorists. I wanted to give you an opportunity to correct the record, not just for their family, but for everybody in America who believes in the truth and fairness and honesty.
In every situation, as facts come out, we relay.
You know,
them and
your acting ICE director, Todd Lyons, came before Congress. He said he had no knowledge whatsoever that Alex Preddy and Renee Good were domestic terrorists. None.
There was no evidence leading to that. None. None at all.
This is your guy. He said that. He admitted that that was wrong. Why won't you admit it?
I'll tell you, the investigation is still ongoing and will.
So do you regret speaking before the investigation?
I would say that in those situations.
You regret
the
that?
chaotic scene on the ground, we relay information to.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, she's another Pam Bondi. Another one.
The American people that they're asking for. And as the things change, situations change.
People were asking you whether they were domestic terrorists? And you decided that they were before the investigation?
As we learn more, we.
You don't want to say anything to their families?
I did. I said, I condolences.
For what?
I'm
How about an apology for what you said about their loved
My
ones?
heart is with them, and we will continue to stand with them as they get a complete investigation into these situations.
All right.
Secretary Gnome, do you know what the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution says?
Search and seizure processes.
What about it? What about search and
Now y'all getting ready to see U.S. citizens that was detained for no reason. None.
It guarantees the right to a lawful search and seizure.
It protects individuals against unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. And I ask you that because I've sent you 3 different letters going back to February of 2025, raising concerns that you are unlawfully detaining you.
And pay attention. The only reason why she responded is because she knew this day was coming.
U.S. citizens in violation of the Fourth Amendment. It was not until yesterday afternoon, more than a year after I sent you my first letter, that I finally received a response from you stating that ICE has detained 18 U.S. citizens. I want to introduce you to just 4 of the U.S. citizens unlawfully detained by ICE who are not even included in the 18 individuals that you cite in your response to me. So let me ask each of the U.S. citizens in the audience who were detained, raise your hand if you were not charged with any crime following your detention.
Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do they look? Look at that. Everyday U.S. citizens. That's it. They detained them for no reason. None.
Now raise your hand if any of you were not even asked to prove that you were U.S. citizens during your detention. Now, please raise your hand.
So they asked them no questions. They didn't ask them for paperwork, birth certificates, identification, nothing. Nothing.
And if you were detained by ICE simply for legally protesting or monitoring ICE activity under your First Amendment rights. Secretary, these are not four isolated incidents. ProPublica's reporting puts the number at over 170 U.S. citizens detained in just the first 8 months of the administration, which doesn't even include Operation Metro Surge in Minnesota. DHS is supposed to be protecting our residents and upholding constitutional protections, but you've turned that on the head. You have actually turned the United States government against its own residents, and you've had multiple chances to take
that part right there. It was like we was in a war right here at home, in our cities, in Minneapolis. It was them versus the people.
Take accountability, to apologize to these folks and others across the country, but you have failed to do it. Yours is a case of failed leadership, Secretary. You need to resign, be fired, or be impeached.
Yeah, the time of the
because
gentlelady.
You don't have the right to lead
The
this
time of
agency.
the gentlelady has.
I yield back.
Context is critical in each of these situations to know the full range of what happened in each of these situations before and after the incident and their arrest. going
Secretary,
forward.
not a
I
single
would
one
say
was
that-
charged with a crime.
That
Not a
doesn't- that
single
doesn't
one,
mean that
and
there
they were
wasn't
detained.
That
And
doesn't
let me
mean there
just
wasn't
reclaim
probable
my
cause
time for
there.
my final seconds. DHS is supposed to be protecting our residents and upholding constitutional protections, but you've turned that on the head. You have actually turned the United States government against.
And I reran this clip so you guys could see just how she looked, how she was reacting, no answers, dancing around, just dancing.
Its own residents. And you've had multiple chances to take accountability, to apologize to these folks and others across the country, but you have failed to do it. Yours is a case of failed leadership, Secretary. You need to resign, be fired, or be impeached.
Yeah, the time of the
because
gentlelady.
you don't have the right to lead this
Time of the
agency.
gentlelady.
Hurry. Chung-Li Tao, are you aware that agents bashed?
Now, we're getting ready to start with individual victims of ICE that was either hurt, illegally detained. It's crazy. They went rogue.
In the door of a U.S. citizen among elder with no criminal record.
So they kicked in the door of an elderly person's house. They had no business doing it. I'm going to take it back a little bit. Let's go.
Leadership, Secretary, you need to resign, be fired, or be impeached.
Yeah, the time of the
because
gentlelady.
you don't have the right to lead this
Time of the
agency.
gentlelady.
Hurry. Chung-Li Tao, are you aware that agents bashed in the door of a U.S. citizen among elder with no criminal record?
I can't speak to the specifics of that
Did you
case.
see the photos of that man being dragged out of his house in Crocs and in his underwear?
Yes, I did.
Do you believe that he was involved in fraud?
Do not know where that status of that investigation is.
Are you? Every investigation, she has no answer for it. And I mean, every investigation.
Are you aware that he is a son of a beloved nurse that treated our soldiers in Vietnam?
I believe that we have laws in this country that need to be enforced and need to be applied
Your
equally to
agents,
everyone.
speaking of enforcing the laws and following the laws, did they have a judicial warrant when they rammed through an American citizen's door?
Our law enforcement officers follow the same protocols and procedures that all law enforcement do.
Are
as
you
to how
aware
they
that he
move
tried
forward.
to show his identification to show that he was American citizen and they didn't want to see it?
Again, these officers
Denied him. So they did not allow him to prove that he was a citizen. They just wanted to be assholes.
conduct themselves in processes. If something was done inaccurately, then certainly that we will make sure that we correct it and rectify it in the
Are
future.
you aware that the person they were looking for was in prison and had been in prison for years? His
Yes,
name
I
was Lou
am. That's a
Ma?
target. Yes, we do targeted operations going after and
Do
looking
you
for.
agree that it is unacceptable for your agents to ram into someone's door and drag someone out in their underwear and below zero temperatures when they have the wrong guy?
Our officers conduct targeted operations and utilize the law processes that are given to them and the tools.
That you think that's wrong.
They needed to identify that individual, and
They couldn't identify him by looking.
Let me stop this. I apologize, guys. I uploaded the wrong clip. So why this is planned? Because I want y'all to see this part where they basically questioned her about her boyfriend in the role that he's playing. And I'm going to try to hurry up and upload this because I want y'all to see this.
At his identification. Instead, they had to drag him out, throw him in a car, and drive him around for an hour.
Have you met with any of the American citizens who have been detained or arrested by your agency?
The individuals that may have been detained and arrested were individuals that could have been obstructing law enforcement operations
haven't met
and
with
committing
them,
crimes
correct?
that way, and that we would have
I'd like
been
to
individuals
introduce you to
until their
three
identity
of
was
them.
confirmed.
Leo, Javier, and Marimar, would you please stand? These three individuals, Madam Secretary, were arrested by your agency, Leonardo Garcia Venegas, Javier Ramirez, and Marimar Martinez. Do you know what your agents did to?
Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to break down each one of them and what they did to them.
Leo Venegas? I'll tell you. On May 21 of last year, they entered the private property at a house that he was constructing without consent, without a warrant, illegally. Again, on June 12th, they entered private property, a home where he was doing construction. He is a United States citizen, born in Florida. They seized him and ignored and disregarded his proof of citizenship. Wouldn't you agree with me that no U.S. citizen simply working lawfully should be arrested?
In law enforcement operations across the country, there are times when U.S. citizens
It's a simple yes or no.
There she go, dancing around the answer.
Be arrested or detained until
Would
their
you agree
identity
with
is
me,
confirmed
Madam
and that they
Secretary,
haven't
that
committed a
U.S.
crime.
citizens should not be arrested when they are obeying the law, they have no criminal record, and they are engaged in a lawful activity?
Sir, in situations where law enforcement, regardless of the agency across the country, when there is probable
Let me
cause,
tell
an
you about
individual
Javier
may-
Ramirez. Do you know what your agents did to Javier Ramirez? He was on his own private property when he was assaulted by masked agents, his own property. Without a warrant, without consent, they said, get him. He's Mexican. He was violently slammed into the ground while being handcuffed.
So this is what they were doing. If they thought that you looked like you were Mexican, this is just crazy to me. I would call it racial profiling. Like, that's crazy.
And taken into custody despite telling officers that he is a United States citizen and even showing them his passport. And when he was asked what he was being arrested for, you know what they said?
Listen to this, y'all.
We don't know.
We don't know. So because they assumed he was an immigrant, once he showed that passport, he should have been free to leave.
Wouldn't you agree that targeting someone
They were terrorizing these people.
just because he is or looks like he is Mexican when he is a United States citizen is wrong?
Senator, we do not target people based on their race or ethnicity. We do targeted operations
Well,
based on criminal backgrounds and
this story
information
goes
that we
on.
have.
Marimar Martinez is with us today as well. She's standing right behind you. She was on her way to donate clothing at her church when she came across an unmarked car. The agents sideswiped her car.
This is the woman that they shot and they bragged about it. Listen, gang, this is insane what they did to this woman that was donating clothes to a church.
3 masked agents in camouflage stormed out, and one of them pulled out his gun and fired at her moving vehicle, hitting her 5 times. She almost bled to death. Wouldn't you agree that shooting Miramar Martinez on her way to donate clothing at her church, a United States citizen?
Let me tell y'all, they still work for ICE.
From Chicago is wrong?
Sir, I don't know the situation or the case. I'll look into it to ensure that all the
I'm glad
procedures were
you'll look
followed.
in.
How she don't know about this case? Did y'all just hear what they did to this woman? This story was everywhere, but she don't know. She's going to look into it. She full of it. I'm trying so hard not to curse.
Into it. Miramar, by the way, was falsely charged with impeding law enforcement, but the case actually fell apart. The judge dismissed it as being trumped up. He dismissed it with prejudice. And in fact, the agent who shot her, I'm not going to name him, but you know who he is, was quoted on social media
Y'all hear
the
that?
day or so afterward. And he said, quote, "I fired 5 rounds and she had 7 holes. Put that in your book, boys." And quote, "Cool. I'm up for another round of F around and find out."
Fuck around and find out, he said. Fuck around and find out. And she knows nothing about this case. Y'all, I was able to load up the clip about her relationship with this man. I'm gonna stop this video in a minute and I'm gonna play that.
Will you join me in condemning that agent?
Sir, that situation, I don't know the details of, but I will look into that.
I don't know why you can't join me in saying it was wrong to shoot Miramar, almost cause her death, and then brag about it. Wouldn't you agree with me that it was wrong?
Well, sir, the way that you have portrayed it, it appears to be, but let me look into the case so I can speak to the specifics of it.
Look into what? This story was on national news. Another Pam Bondi, y'all.
In fact, apparently, contrary to what you just said,
hold on. Sorry, guys.
you actually supported the agent who shot Ms. Martinez 5 times. He's quoted as saying, when he was asked, "Everyone has been supportive, including Chief Bovino, Chief Banks, Secretary Gnome, and El Jefe himself," referring presumably to President Trump. Is the agent who shot Ms. Martinez still on the job?
Listen to this.
Sir, our law enforcement officers conduct operations every day according to procedures and to training and the experience that they have. When there is something that is not done
Ms.
properly,
Martinez still on the job carrying a gun?
I don't know the details. I will find out.
So no investigation was done at all. And she's saying that she don't even know if this man is still working for ICE, which he is. That's a simple yes or no answer. All right, Charles, let's go.
That information to you.
Would you agree with me that he shouldn't be on the job
I
carrying
will
a gun?
look into this case and get back to you on the details. I'm
I
not
think
familiar
Americans
with it.
would find it absolutely terrifying that that agent is still on the job carrying a gun.
When you detain an American citizen, how long do they last?
We don't
Let
detain.
me stop this real quick. I want to see if that clip uploaded because I want to play this clip for y'all. It's 1 out of 4. Let's take a look. No, freaking man. All right, let me continue to play this. I'm going to try to upload it, gang.
American citizens, and if there's probable cause.
Let me give you, because you are not speaking truthfully under oath. Isaiah Pena Salcedo, a U.S. citizen living in California, was detained more than 70 hours, almost 3 days, even after he showed ICE agents his passport. Are you aware of your officers' activities at our public schools?
Sir, we don't go into schools and do targeted law enforcement operations. We do targeted law enforcement operations like other agencies.
So you're
and law
telling me that
enforcement
ICE
do.
officers entered the grounds of a high school in Minneapolis? That's a fact. Elementary school children in New Jersey are terrified of your agents. When they came upon a school bus stop, they fled. Secretary Noem, these are kids. This is a reckless and out of control agency that you are responsible for. You seem to have no situational awareness whatsoever of some of the most egregious examples of Americans being completely attacked, violated, undermined in accordance with our laws by their own government. And this is what is phenomenal to me, is immigration was your president's number one issue, overwhelmingly popular with the American people. But now it's overwhelmingly unpopular. And it's not because you are deporting dangerous people that everybody here wants out of our country. No, it's because you're going into our schools. You're terrorizing our children.
They asked her, would she stop as far as the operations around the kids around the schools? She had no answer for that. Listen, I just uploaded it to my shorts. Let me see if it'll play, y'all. Hold on. Because I got to hurry up and delete that because I don't want to get no type of copyright or nothing on it. But I'm going to play that short. Give me 1 second, y'all. No, let me go back. Sorry. I'm going to go back.
Number one issue, overwhelmingly popular.
I want to be able to play this short. I got to watch that music because I'll get a copyright. Okay, shorts. Okay, let me go down. I'm going to have to take that little part out. Here it go right here. This is about her boyfriend.
According to the Wall Street Journal, you and Mr. L have a close relationship that has made President Trump, quote, uncomfortable.
This is the guy that she was on the plane with. When she got mad about her blanket, they fired the pilot. His name is Corey.
The president reportedly denounced Corey Lewandowski as your chief of staff due to reports of—
This is how close they were. He was her chief of staff. Her husband was sitting right there, y'all. Right there.
A romantic relationship between the two of you. So instead, you designated him as a special government and employee. Trump knows that this guy is shady. Corey has a decades-long record of physical battery, sexual harassment, illegal lobbying for a Venezuelan oil company, and bringing a loaded gun into a federal building. Despite being—
Did y'all hear this? Did y'all hear this?
fired or removed from virtually every position he has ever held due to misconduct, he now wields unchecked, unconfirmed, undisclosed power over your department. He is unqualified, which again has left my constituents and I wonder—
So he has power over her department. That's crazy. That's insane. With a rap sheet like that. This is her side dude. This is her side dude.
Why he is your top official. So Secretary Noem, at any time during your tenure as Director of Department of Homeland Security, have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?
Mr. Chairman, I am shocked that we're going down and peddling tabloid garbage in this committee.
It's not tabloid garbage. It's not.
Today.
Reclaiming
and
my
ma'am,
time.
one thing that I would tell you is that he is a special government employee who works for the White House. There are thousands of them in the federal government.
So reclaiming
and
my
as an
time,
advisor,
Secretary, it is
has
okay for
no,
you to be
no
offended
authority
by
to
the
be
question.
making any
It is
decisions.
okay for you to
has
be
no
offended
authority
by the
to
question.
be making
But it is
decisions
also
and
a
putting
real
it in
question.
position. So what I would say
And
to
you should be able to
is
answer
that
the
what we
question.
do at the Department of Homeland
She's not answering no questions.
Every single and without any hesitation.
Every single day is to protect
if
this
someone
country,
is asking
to make
if
decisions.
you or any federal official is sleeping with their subordinate, that should be the easiest. You should be wanting to answer that question.
Is garbage?
Because it is not about
It is
your sex
offensive
life.
that you have brought
It is
that up.
about your
So
judgment.
that kind of garbage
It is
has
about
been refuted
reclaiming
for
my
years,
time so
and
that
you
I
need
can
to
hear myself
recognize-
share. I want to let you know it is about.
She didn't say no. She did not say no. I would have said flat out no. She didn't say no.
About your judgment and decision making. It is about the 260,000 employees that work under you that want to make sure that you are giving information and making decisions clearly. It is about conflict of interest. It is about a national security risk. American lives are at risk. The people who work for you are at risk. And they want to know that the person at the top, you, are making decisions clearly without any sort of cloudiness, and that they're your decisions because you're the secretary who was confirmed. Policy number 10271 from ICE, it is an
You know this dude ain't about nothing if Trump said get rid of him. You know he ain't shit.
fraternization policy prohibiting romantic or sexual relationships between supervisors and their subordinates. And with that, I yield.
Without objection.
According to the Wall Street
right.
Journal, you and Ms.
I'm going to stop and I'm going to go back to the video that we was playing. That's deep. That's deep. This girl, I still cannot believe that she has not been impeached. I can't. All right, we're going to go back to the video. This is crazy. We almost done. And then I'm going to start taking comments. Sorry, y'all. Taking y'all comments. But they giving it to her. They ain't letting up. But she's another Pam Bondi. What is going on? Hold on, gang. Look at the full list. Uh-oh. Here we go.
Popular with the American people, but now it's overwhelmingly unpopular. And it's not because you are deporting dangerous people that everybody here wants out of our country. No, it's because you're going into our schools. You're terrorizing our children. You're detaining children. You're arresting Americans. You're breaking into our homes. You're terrorizing our.
I'm hoping and I'm praying that the part where they detained a baby, a little girl, if you guys can remember, Liam, they detained Liam with his father. It's crazy.
Streets. You're violating our rights to peacefully protest again and again and again.
None of
and then
that
when a
is true.
court tells you
None
to
of
stop,
that is true.
and then when a court
You are
tells you
trying
to stop,
to impede
you
us
violate
from
judges'
enforcing the law
orders. Not in
and
a
getting
partisan
dangerous
way,
criminals off of our streets
Republican-appointed
so we
and
don't have more
Democratic-appointed.
families like the ones that are sitting
Sit
behind
there
you.
That's what she think about all the protesters. That's what she said. All the protesters, all of them were impeding.
Tell me that
Lost
you are
their children. They're
responsible
gone forever.
for the running of your agency when you're not even aware. Either you are utterly incompetent or you are violating laws with impunity.
I'm going to say both. I'm going to say both. Violating laws and incompetent.
You should step down from your position. If you don't, you should be removed by this president. And if not, Congress should impeach you.
I appreciate the encouragement.
Will you commit to stopping ICE from doing operations at or near school bus stops, school drop-off locations, and school campuses?
She's not even willing to protect the kids, y'all. Listen.
Our ICE officers do targeted enforcement operations, and they follow the same protocols that other law enforcement do. And having those interdictions.
Remember, that's how they got Liam on his way home from school.
Happen not in public places, that they do it to where a situation in someone is more isolated and alone so that it can protect any people that would be around at that point in time.
How does taking a father from a child dying of cancer qualify?
Remember the woman that just recently passed away? She was advocating for her father. She had cancer. Listen to this story.
Where would that be? Is that a violent crime?
I don't know what you're speaking or
I'll tell you
referencing
exactly
to.
what I'm speaking of. Ruben Torres, 2 weeks ago, buried his daughter Ophelia. When he was arrested at the Home Depot in Norridge, Illinois, He said to those your agents, please let me go home. My daughter is dying of cancer. I would like to be with her in her last days of her life. They said no. They arrested him and deported him for 2 weeks. Finally, he returned for a court hearing. His daughter lived to see that hearing where the court said he was treated unfairly by your agency.
Did you hear that? You said Gnome is awesome. You couldn't have been in the beginning of this live stream.
And she died 3 days later. I was at her memorial service. Is that really necessary? Was he a violent criminal?
Sir, we enforce the law. The laws that are passed by
What
this
law?
body and signed into statute on the process for individuals.
Law, when they detained the man and he asked why, and they said they didn't even know. Like, make it make sense. It don't.
That are in this country illegally, that have final removal orders and the process given in immigration law. We continue to follow that. And if you don't like the law, I would suggest you change the law. But that is what we do
We tried
every
to
single
change the
day is
law.
go out there.
We tried to change it with comprehensive immigration reform, and it was stopped by the Republican House of Representatives.
All of these people, crooked people that's in place, that they just blocking and blocking and blocking.
Will you commit to stopping ICE from doing operations at or near school bus stops, school drop-off locations, and school campuses?
Our ICE officers do targeted enforcement operations, and they follow the same protocols that other law enforcement do. And having those interdictions happen not in public places.
But I bet you with any other law enforcement, if they had to, which it would probably be the last solution, like they would have to be grasping at straws. They would do it with caution. They have procedures in place. These ICE agents went rogue.
That they do it to where a situation and someone is more isolated and alone so that it can protect any people that would be around at that point in time. So those clips that you show are not the full encounters of how those folks were evading law enforcement interdiction and ended up near that school. Those law enforcement officers did not target that school or conduct their operation near there.
I just showed you a video with ICE officers at a school drop-off location. So your refusal to commit to stopping these operations.
That incident made national news because I reported on it. They scared the living daylights out of them kids. Some of them kids didn't even want to go back to school the next day. Terrorizing.
At or near schools and drop-off locations is why you're failing. Now I'm going to show you another picture. It's of Amalia, who is a toddler that ICE also detained.
And I told y'all in the beginning of this, where they're being detained, there is a measles outbreak. There's a measles outbreak. When Liam came home, he was sick. He was very sick while he was in there. They're not taking care of these people. Just because they're illegal immigrants don't mean that they're not human. Like, this is insane.
Let me ask you, did Amalia commit a crime?
No, she did not. She is with her family.
Right. And the reason she's with her family is because she almost died in ICE detention until folks brought a lawsuit forcing the release of Amalia. Now,
are you aware?
There go my girl. She can ready eat her up. Let's go, Jasmine. Let's go.
That the law makes it clear that members of Congress are allowed to enter any detention facility at any point in time in which they choose to?
Yes, I'm aware of the visitation and
they went in there to go see Liam. They tried to block them. They tried to block them.
Responsibility, and we work every day to try to accommodate members of Congress while taking into account the safety of those individuals that
Let me
being
be
detained
clear.
there.
At any time, correct?
Yes, I understand there's litigation in this area.
No,
too, and so
that's not
we
my
are
question. I'm not asking you
facilitating
about
that.
litigation. I'm asking you what the law is, because let me put it to you
There's
this way.
an appropriations rider that talks about
Correct,
oversight.
and appropriations are law, because you are asking us to
Correct.
appropriate dollars right now for DHS, correct?
Correct.
And if we do that, you would take that as law, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Period.
so that is what the law states, yet somehow, myself and another colleague, Congressman Castro, we ended up giving a 7-day notice to the Dilley detention facility because I had actually already gone to El Paso before. And when I
Pay attention, a 7-day notice they gave them. So there shouldn't have been no excuses or they should have been able to go up in there.
I went to that facility and I asked them why it was that they were requiring me to do something that specifically my branch of government had dictated was not required. They said it was because of you. They said you were the one that said that they were not allowed to allow us entry unless we gave a 7 days heads up. Is that true?
The law specifically states oversight and visitations, and we are working to
My question
facilitate
is,
those. And we're at that
were you-
time.
There she go, dancing around the answer.
Did you give the instruction that members must give a 7 days heads up or not?
We had a policy in place that allowed us to get. the
Did you,
staff
were you
here
the
to
one that ordered that
facilitate.
policy?
I have a responsibility for ensuring everybody in that
Okay.
facility is going to be safe, and that I have.
Okay,
adequate
no, but that's not
staff
my question, because
to
the
conduct
problem,
a
let
tour
me
and
tell you why we
oversight
need
at the
to,
same time.
reclaiming my time. The
Get her
reason that I'm
back.
talking to you about this policy and you're talking to me about safety is because I did go into the Dilley detention facility. And let me tell you, they're not safe. This is why we need to conduct oversight, because your people continue. In fact, you have lost more lives in detention than anybody else.
Did y'all hear that? They are sick and they are dying in those detention centers. That's crazy.
That is your record right now. So I don't expect that y'all are going to be the ones that are going to be best to keep them safe. This is why we are supposed to conduct oversight and not wait for you to give permission. In fact, after I left the Dilley facility, we were informed of a measles outbreak that was taking place in that facility. And another question.
Which means they need to be quarantined. And I doubt if they're being quarantined. This is crazy.
Are you the one that ordered it to be reopened, because that facility was closed under Joe Biden?
Y'all hear that? Joe Biden closed that facility for a reason. They reopened it. That place, they will not even allow the media to even get close to that place.
Those facilities were opened with the new administration. I'd have to.
Okay,
look and
you're
see
part
if
of the
that
new
was-
administration. Were you the one that ordered it to be open is my question.
I would have to see when it was opened, because I wasn't sworn in until 5 days.
How you running the show and you don't know the when, where, or how? You know nothing. Nothing. She knew nothing.
After
Okay,
the
well,
president
it was
out.
reopened
So
in
I would
March.
have to look at
It was reopened in March of last year.
Well, then I'm sure that contract would have been renewed while I was secretary.
Speaking of contracts, as I have actually, you know what? Let me continue on this line of y'all breaking the law. Are you familiar with a child by the name of Liam Ramos?
I am.
All right. So Liam was at this Dilley facility, and it just so happened that we had put in our 7 days notice, and y'all had grabbed him 6 days prior to our visit. So we were able to go.
Mind you, they used Liam to bait the father. They used this baby in an operation. Sick, twisted shit.
And visit Liam. Are you aware of the court order that came down that released Liam from custody?
I am.
And are you aware that the judge said—
Listen to what this judge said. Listen, gang.
The case has its genesis in an ill-conceived and incompetently implemented government pursuit of daily deportation quotas, apparently even if it requires traumatizing children. This court and others regularly send undocumented people to prison and orders them deported, but do so by proper legal procedures. Are you aware of that?
Yes, and I would disagree with the judge on
I'm
several
sure you
points
would,
in
but can you
there.
tell me whether or not
My
you have a law
father-
degree?
Father chose to.
Can you tell
have
me whether or
Liam
not you
be
have a
with
law
him.
degree?
If I have what?
A law degree.
No, I do not have a law
Okay,
degree.
and you do understand, because I can go through a bunch of court cases and orders that I disagree with from the Supreme Court, that ultimately that is the order of the court. That is what you follow, and if you have an issue, you appeal it up, correct?
And that's their problem. They think they above the law. They think they above the law.
That is correct.
Okay. The court went on to say, apparent also is the government's ignorance of an American historical document called the Declaration of Independence. 33-year-old Thomas Jefferson enumerated grievances against a would-be authoritarian king over his nascent nation. Among others were, he has sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people. He has excited domestic insurrection among us, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us. He has kept us among, in times of peace, standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. Are you aware that he wrote that? Do you
Look
know
at
that
her.
he was writing about?
Look at her. Look at her. She got the dumb look on her face. No, she didn't know that.
ICE that falls under you?
The judge?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. With that, I will yield, but I do have 2 UCs. The first UC is ICE training was slashed, records show corroborating whistleblower claims from the Washington Post on yesterday.
Without objection.
The second one is FEMA's response to Texas flood slowed by Gnome's cost controls. This is out of CNN from July 10th of 2025.
Without objection.
This is a picture of your agents detaining.
Here go Liam right there. They detained him. They used him as bait to get his dad.
Liam in Minnesota. He's wearing a blue bunny hat. Let me ask you, did Liam commit a crime?
Liam was not detained. His father was.
Why is she lying? He was detained. He got sick in the institution, in the facility.
And his father abandoned him. And when
That's a lie. His father did not abandon him.
they went to try to return Liam to his mother, she wouldn't come out of the house.
No, that's not true. They tried to give him, the adults that was in the house tried to get Liam. They wouldn't give him to him. She's lying.
And get him either. So therefore,
Hey, T2,
Liam's
what
father
up,
chose
bruh?
to take Liam with him.
I believe you're not telling the truth. School officials
This
at
AT2, this is insane. I never seen nothing like this in my life.
the scene say there are people in the house saying they could take care of Liam, and a federal judge rejected the arguments that your agency made. The federal judge stated, in fact, that this incident originated in, quote, the ill-conceived and incompetently implemented government pursuit of daily deportation quotas. Apparently, even if it requires traumatizing children.
And that's all it is, y'all. They trying to beat Trump's numbers. I don't have them off, but I can't remember them. But that's what they're trying to do. That's why they rounding them up like they are. He's trying to beat, Obama's numbers. That's it. That's all. That's what this is about. Beating Obama's numbers.
And then he forced your agency to release Liam, fly him back all the way from detention center in Texas back to Minnesota, and release his father as well.
Yeah. Let me play my song one more time for Kristi. For the ones that wasn't in here, y'all. This is for Kristi. Hold on, where that stuff? Here it go.
You are detaining me for nothing. And you're telling me for nothing. And you about to lose your
Kristi,
job.
you about to
ain't
lose
even
your
got no
job.
because you training. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Is this shit worth you losing your job?
All right, y'all. I'm gonna take it down. I'm gonna start reading some of these comments. Gang. Woo! Crazy. Let me go ahead and take it off my screen. Anybody want to hit the link? You can. We had an Iranian come up the other day. It was very interesting. I learned a lot. Yeah, double tap that screen. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. Bro, come on up. Let the people know. He covers a lot of what's going on. Hold on, y'all. Let me drop the link. Anybody can hit this link. It's an open platform. All I'm saying is please don't come up here being disrespectful. Please don't. Hold on. I say this all the time. All opinions, they're respected over here. Hold on. Here we go. I'm dropping it. You about to lose your job. When I was like, oh, this is the perfect song for Kristi, because she about to lose her job. And rightfully so. You know, how you got your man who's a criminal. Ugh, this is crazy. You got fake businesses. You flying on planes with bids, and this is crazy. Tax dollars at that, gang. Tax dollars. Bro, hit the link. Come on up. Let them know about your next live. Gang, I usually go live 3 times a week. Please subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I dropped the link. If you feel like you have something that you want, you can add to the conversation, Or if you would like to debate about a certain situation, come up. We're adults. You know, we can have a conversation. Like I said, this guy was an Iranian. He came up here. He told us why he loved Trump, because Trump kept his promise to them. And I respected what he said. You know, even though, you know, I'm not a fan of Trump's. Everybody knows that. No, I don't think her husband is going to divorce her, because he would have been did that. He knew about that affair with that man. He knew. It was everywhere. It was all over the place. For them to fire that pilot and then didn't have a way home and had to rehire him, I'd have told them, please. It couldn't have been me. It couldn't have been me. Real talk. All right, well, back up. Come on, y'all, hit the link. You about to lose your job. But I want to, guys, soon start having members only lives. So please become a member, because I think, you know, with the members live, I think I'm going to go more into detail about a few things. Okay, we beat you. What up, gang?
Bravo, encore. Great show,
Thank
sis.
you.
Great show.
Tell them who you are.
Great show.
Thank you, bruh. This is We Beat You, gang. Please get over there, subscribe. He is very entertaining. We cover the Epstein files. Whatever's going on, we got you.
We
got
on
you
top
covered.
of it. We on top of it.
And we don't do boring.
No,
we don't
never
do
that.
boring.
So do you
Well,
think?
tell him what you got. Go ahead.
Do you think, sis, that her husband is gonna divorce her after that game?
I don't think so. I think that he been knew about that man. This is not nothing new. I think he was embarrassed, you know, if anything. But you know, you never know what he's getting out of that marriage. I'm pretty sure he's living nice and he's secure.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it was sad to see how she was just pivoting, and I'm wondering why these people just ain't answering the questions solidly. And what is Donald Trump paying these people to stand like this? They must go. They ain't saved no money after all the money they've been stealing.
Believe it or not, I gotta agree with Donald Trump when it comes to Kristi. He don't like that boyfriend. That was the smartest thing I've ever heard Trump say. Like, cut that dude loose. He's trouble. He got a rap sheet. He's trouble. I don't know, but hey, guys, me and We Beat You, we will be covering. You guys know they're going to get Lutnick in there to testify. They're getting Bill Gates. So they're getting a deposition. So we will be
So there's
covering
plenty of content out here, a lot to cover. So you know, it's I think it's mandatory that my sister, and all the other CCs just stay on top of them, keep our foot on their neck, because if no one's speaking on this, then it's just they think they can slip it up under the rug, and you're doing such a good job right now. As you know, how being patient with it, making sure everyone understand your whole dialogue. You're just doing your thing right now. So you know, I'm it's an honor. And I'm glad that you keeping me and everybody that's on these YouTube streets informed with what's going on right now in America. So it's a mandatory that people stand up and speak, you know. So you being a voice right now and sticking to the strip and following the code, hey, salute to you, gang.
Thank you. I just think with the war going on, it overshadows what's going on with Kristi. I'm telling you, the last time I spoke about Alex Preddy was when they came up with that footage when they showed him kicking the car. Remember, they said he was there days before and he got into it with the agents, and I was so upset about that. That was the last time I talked about Alex Preddy, so I felt like it was important. Let's not forget Renee Good. Let's not forget Alex Preddy. Let's not forget.
Yeah, and let's not
it's
forget
not okay
what we
to treat
actually
people
saw.
inhumane.
Right. And let's not everybody forget what we actually saw. We saw that officer shoot him and run off with the gun. We saw it. We saw it in slow motion, and you know, they keep on. Yep, with the pow pow. I'm sorry, and they keep on coming with distractions to keep us off what's going on with the Epstein file. So everything is a distraction. Even this
Yeah.
this Epstein theory war that we're having with Iran, everything is a distraction. So just everybody be mindful, stay alert, just prepare yourself, be prepared for the unexpected. But till then, me, Yolanda, and everybody else that's covering this is going to keep everybody aware.
Absolutely. I cannot wait
So
to see
thank you
what Bill
so
Gates
much,
has to
sis.
say. Oh, you're welcome. Tell him when's your next
Thank you
live and what
so
it's
much.
going to be about. Bro.
Well,
Bro.
tomorrow, everybody, if you're not subscribed to my channel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hello? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear
Everybody,
you.
Okay, tomorrow I got a back-to-back 2 lives coming up. One maybe about 6 o'clock. It will be about, I definitely have exposed the Clintons, and I got some good stuff for you guys that you haven't seen. Just some big eye openers. This whole administration, they've been lying to us for a long time, and I'm just bringing it to the forefront. I'm going hard, just like my sister. So if you want to come on, tap in, come on over there, and get you some of this tea too. We just gonna keep on dropping it back to back.
You know
It's
what?
gonna be
I think
explosive tomorrow. So thank you for letting the people know.
You're welcome. I think Bill and Hillary, that was, even though it made them look guilty as sin, I believe that was the best thing ever, that, Bill could be able to go first to get it over with. You know what I'm saying? These next few weeks when Bill Gates and Lutnick, it's just like if Lutnick don't tell anything, I mean, he's lied so much. I'm
But I
hoping
think it was kind
they're
of
able to
strict.
pull Trump.
Yeah, I think, sis, that it was kind of strategic for them to put the Clintons on the forefront for a reason. I'm still, I still got the hair on my back still stands up a little bit, because I think it was a tactic, and I think they kind of knew that he was gonna fumble the ball, and his story was gonna get real deep, and to where now, we're able to dig more inside of what Clinton had going on in Brazil, in Africa, and so forth. And, these constantly keeping doctors with them, it's real mysterious. So I think they threw him up there because they knew more about him. So it's like they threw him under the bus, but they all are under an oath. So they can't, they got to stick to it. So, it's going to be quite surprising what comes out in the next couple of days.
Yeah, Scott, I believe that when you say which administration, all of them, this Epstein thing has been going on since the 90s.
Right, all of them.
Bill and Hillary, it's like they're saying, oh yeah, this person should be questioned, that person, this person, that person. My thing is once you claim you found out about Jeffrey Epstein, why didn't you tell what you knew back then, if anything?
Right.
It's just everybody full
Absolutely.
of it. What up, Boogeyman? Everybody's full of it. It's just not a Republican, Democrat.
I do hate it.
They all lie.
Right.
Huh?
Right. And then let me say something too, sis, before I drop down. I'm gonna say this real quick. Like my sister said, it's not a Republican, a Democrat thing. It is some good apples in both parties, but the majority of the apples are rotten. And with that said, I dropped the mic.
Yeah.
See y'all tomorrow. Thank you.
Period.
Thank you, YG. Shouts out to Boogeyman,
welcome.
82, everybody, EJ, all the mods in the chat. Keep doing a great job, and I'm out. Peace.
See you. Thank you. Hey, Nurse 59. What's up? Yeah, but I appreciate everybody for stopping through. Please, that's all I want is a like. That's it. That's all. That's it, and that's all. I'm trying to think what's up next. I'm probably not gonna do a part 2 for Kristi. I mean, as we see, all she's doing is dancing around the answer. She's not truly answering anything. The next time I report on her is if there's an outcome, if she steps down or if she's impeached or whatever. But it's time for her to go. It is. It's time for her to go. So anybody else, you want to hit the link, come on up. Here's your chance. Here's your moment. I dropped the link again one more time. If you want to add to the conversation, Boogeyman, you know what? Hit this link because I don't know the numbers. And like I said, they were trying to beat Obama's numbers as far as deportation, but I can't remember what the numbers were. But Obama didn't have any deaths, and he deported way more. And I think that's what this is about. That's why they said it's not about quantity, it's about quality, and they're treating them inhumane, like a whole measles outbreak in there. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link again. Yeah, okay, Obama was 3.5 million. Yep. He deported 3.5 million. Where's Trump at today with his numbers as far as deportation? Look it up for me real quick, Boogeyman. Look it up. Right, Obama didn't arrest any children. They just going rogue. They doing whatever. It just got to stop. It got to stop. Like, seriously. Well, nobody's hitting this link. Going once, going twice. You don't want to hit the link, hit the like. But I want to thank everybody again for stopping through. All my wonderful mods. Thank you, all my subscribers, new people that's in the building. Subscribe to the channel, gang. And I guess thank you, Nurse 59. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Oh, let me see some of these comments. I didn't go through it. Any of these comments. Hold on, let me take a look. Boy, a bunch of still from both of that support Trump, that work for Trump. Oh my God. When will the sun? I don't know what that was about. Let's see this one. Asked about boyfriend Corey while husband sits there. That was embarrassing. You could see it in his face. His little feelings was like, wow, they had to bring this up. That was insane. They are vultures. Hold on. Let me read this. Hold on. Let me click on it. They are vultures. These idiots in Congress going after Gnome like this. They are out for blood. I backed up all the way, Gnome. You are a formidable woman. Okay, that's somebody that's a Gnome supporter. You're entitled to your opinion. You're definitely entitled. Somebody said dumb people dislike her. Okay. You're entitled to your opinion. Kristi Noem is not smart at all. And she displayed that. She definitely displayed that. Let's see. Okay, that's it. And Scott said, which administration? I answered this one. Has been lying to you for a long time. The president's administration has only been in for a year. They all lie. Every administration. They've been lying for a long time. Epstein, that mess been going on since the 90s. So they've been covering up since then. All right, Diamond Gang, we're over the hour mark. We almost at an hour and 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Thank you guys again. Keep your notifications on, and I will see you guys soon.
It's your under degrees. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your under degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea.
Yeah, I still got 88 in the build or 77 in the building. I might come back later on. I just don't like to mix my labs up. So I might just come back just to kick it, to do celebrity gossip, just to, you know, I'm off of work tomorrow. Hey, I ain't got to get up early, so I might be back. Keep y'all notifications on. We could talk about some celebrity gossip.
Sip this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your line of degree, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling.
Let me stop it one more time. I seen my girl Khadijah, my sister. I love you. If you still on the other side, I see you're not in the vertical side. I'm mad I can't see y'all over there. All right, gang.
Spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling 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 and sipping this tea.
I'll be back tonight.